Better the devil you know than the one you don't. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and this is as close as I could get to anything devil or angelic. I don't have anything devil related around me or even in my home. I was thinking, oh, maybe I have a picture of the devil or something, but I didn't feel like going and finding a book or something with the devil in it. Didn't think it was that important because many of us can relate to this idiom, to this expression, this proverb. This has been around. It's been an Irish proverb since at least back to 1300, but it first appeared in 1539 in a book of Proverbs by Aramis R. Taverna, or Taverner. I always say Taverna, but it's Taverner. And we know what it means, right? It means that it's better to put up with the person or the situation that we know, even if they're not ideal, even if they're difficult, than to go out and put ourselves in a different situation or to attach ourselves to a different person. I am totally guilty of this particular idiom. Probably stayed in my marriage, 14 to 20 years too long because I actually believed that the situation I was in was better than the fear, because it always boils down to fear of the unknown and the uncertainty of going out and finding another significant other. So in relationships, we do this, and not only in personal relationships, but we do it in business relationships. We do it in jobs. I stayed at certain jobs after I became really, really bored with them. Don't tell my bosses. I guess some of them probably knew, but I would get a job in corporate America. I would stay there, and I love the first year. The first year would be so fun and so new and so exciting because I was getting to know the organization. I was getting to know the people. I was getting to know the industry, how things work. The second year was all about applying everything that I'd learned. And it overlapped, right? I was learning all the time, but it was all about how can I systematize? How can I automate? How can I make this department or division that I'm running flow smoothly, have systems, processes, and procedures that can operate totally without me and continually improve and get better and better and better. And by the third year, I was like, all right, they're all clicking along. The systems are working. The people are working. Everything's going the way it should. What now? What's next? And I was already by, the middle for sure of the third year in a new position, looking and for my next thing. And I was always kind of looking for my next thing, but I was really in earnest looking for my next challenge, looking for my next thing to do. And that's part of why in my career I jumped from industry to industry, because I knew that if I stayed in the same industry my whole career, I would just keep learning the same things, and I wanted to broaden my horizons and have a bigger perspective on how things work and how I wanted to interact with and show up in the world. Devil can be a person, it can be a place, it can be a thing. Maybe there's a town that you've had bad experiences in, maybe, or a place. Maybe there's I want to say bar, but that seems so inappropriate, but maybe there's a restaurant that every time you've gone there, you've had a bad experience. And so, but you keep going back there because you know that there's aspects of it that you at least know what to expect. It's like eating at McDonald's or fast food all the time, right? We know it's not the best food. We know it's not good for us, but we know we're going to get the same consistent thing that we expect time and time again. So sometimes we convince ourselves, better the devil I know eating at McDonald's than having to go home, create a meal, especially after a long, hard day at work. Remember when before COVID, we used to all go into the office or into the shop or into our workplace for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, sometimes longer, depending on what was going on. But better the devil we knew than the situation or the person or the place or the thing that we didn't. And why is that ever a concern or consideration? It's always out of fear, right? It's not because we're excited to try something. So if we can, in our mind, change and flip that around from being afraid of the unknown, being afraid of change, being afraid of challenges, to being excited and curious about them, then we don't get trapped into situations that aren't good for us, or in relationships that aren't good for us, or in businesses that aren't good for us. And because if we're not creating at our highest optimum level and sharing our gifts with the world, then are we really creating something that's benefiting the world? Or are we just creating more of the same? So how does all of this, the better the devil you know than the one that you don't, apply to our businesses? Because this is all about growing and supersizing our businesses. Well, number one, it causes us to ask better questions. When we ask better questions, we get better answers. in different industries, we might be asking ourselves, we're getting tweaked over because somebody's telling us, well, this is the way we've always done it. This is how we do it. Your suppliers and vendors will do that a lot, especially depending on your industry. They'll say, well, this is our rules and this is how we've always done it. So if you want to get stuff from us, then this is the rules that you follow. And that's absolutely true. But there's nothing that says you can't go find other sources, other resources, different suppliers, different vendors, because they're always out there, especially in the days of the internet. Back when I was building my businesses offline, we didn't really have the internet. The internet was a brand new thing, and people were still trying to decide if it was going to last or not. Well, now, after COVID, everybody knows the internet and online business is absolutely positively going to explode from here on out. And then with artificial intelligence and all the technological changes that are coming down the pipe, it's just going to get stronger and stronger and become more a part of our lives. So how do we, with our organizations, fit into this, the new changing time? Guess what? Times are always changing. If we expect things to change, and as a business owner, you know that. If we expect things to stay the same, we know that they're never going to stay the same. Maybe things as big as a pandemic aren't going to influence and impact our business, but something is always going to come along that forces us to continually improve and be better in our business and with our business and how we serve the people that we're here to serve. So we don't want our customers ever feeling like we're their only option and that they feel like they're stuck with us because we're the best solution. But as soon as a better solution, as soon as a better provider, as soon as someone less painful to deal with comes along, they will switch. There's less loyalty nowadays than ever to businesses and brands and organizations than there was in the past. And in the past, we didn't think there was very much, but there's even less now as everything is changing and will continue to change, from this moment forward. From the moment we start our businesses forward, everything around us in the environment is going to be continually changing. And it's up to us to figure out how we fit into that ever-changing world, that ever-changing, environment that we choose to be a part of. What else about the better the devil you know? Today, I'm actually doing some reflection because I'm doing a challenge, a 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that centers me from a little book. And it's my way of just focusing on a personal development thing for the year, or to focus on one way I want to feel or one emotion or one area that I really want to do a teeny thing every day to improve. And so this year is to do one thing every day that centers me. And that one talked about the people that we surround ourselves with. And do they make us feel centered or not? Or what level of centered do different people that we surround ourselves with make us feel? And I realize that there are a whole lot of people that I surround myself with that definitely knock me off kilter and don't make me feel centered. So we need to ask ourselves those questions. Are we involving and surrounding ourselves with the right people, the right situations, the right places, the right resources to create the business and the environment that we want, that makes us feel like we're positively impacting the world, that makes us feel centered and whole? So I would love to know your experience with this particular idiom. I could tell stories all day long about better the devil you know than the one you don't, and the lessons that I've learned from that. Picked a business partner, chose a business partner, stayed in business way too long with definitely a devil, and it was because I didn't even know all the craziness that this devil could actually produce and the havoc they could wreak in my life. And I allowed it, of course, but we do that. We get involved with the wrong vendors, the wrong people, the wrong circumstances, but we can always change. We can always make different choices, make different decisions, and create the perfect environment for us and the people that we're here to serve. All right, have an amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your life and your business right now? Any questions? Hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.